Happy Sunday, my friends. We are here with the grand finals of Open Division Season 2. It all comes down to this. We started with 100 plus teams. We are down to top two heading into today, fighting for those bragging rights, the $1,000, and, well, most importantly, that confidence going into contenders trials.
Absolutely. And, we saw this same matchup yesterday in the winners final. It went 7 maps, a 1-3 reversal of fortunes for Shoes Money Crew North America. And they end up taking the series 4-3 in what could only be described as one of the most entertaining, dynamic, passionate matches that I have seen in quite some time. And I got to tell you, I thought I felt really bad for Drifters yesterday after they lost in such a fashion. They came back and they took out Visions and that squad. My goodness. Visions put them on their heels yesterday in the losers final. And I thought, Anubis could have been the turning point for Vision's team there. And it just turned out to be Drifters digging in, finding heart, and really bringing home the W to get them back to this rematch of the winners final. Bullskunk, this is going to be an incredible series today. I cannot wait to get it started.
And the Lijiang were a strong team. Had Visions and Liar, who's been around the T2, T3 scene for quite some time. Lijiang had taken down Regen, they'd taken down Hot Streak. They were just dismantling opponents who were seated way higher. Drifters almost became the third victim in a row, but after a full day, after they played something like 14 maps or something ridiculous yesterday, they managed to hold on, have the heart, the endurance, the perseverance, and punch their ticket not only into the grand finals but into contenders trials as well. Both of our teams competing here today will be in trials, which will start in May, at the end of May rather. So just right out of the gate, congratulations to both Drifters and SMC in A. We will see them in trials, but this match is it's got. Oh, it's got something intangible in there. It's got that ability to go into trials knowing you've beat the other guy and you're not coming in eighth seed.
Yeah, I mean, seeding is going to be very important for the May iteration of Contenders Trials. And of course, everybody's trying to get up to Contenders proper after that. So you want a top four finish there. But man, I mean, just seeing what happened yesterday and seeing Drifters' journey and, the insane amount of maps that they had to go through. The one thing that you and I were talking about before we came on the air is where are we going with our storyline today? And it has to be Cameron versus Crimson, the main tank battle. MTD was being shouted all over the place in chat yesterday when the Drifters were up 3-1, and then Cameron turned on a switch and started to
Yes.
body Crimson and the plays that came out from them all day long. Everybody, just the level of play was so enhanced coming out of Shoes Money Crew, Aspen and Pascal. They put on just a giant's work yesterday, keeping
Yeah.
up Cameron, letting him swing with impunity at times. The shatters were fat. The self destructs at times were absolutely massive. Ship versus Rose is going to be another battle that I'm looking at personally. You and I being tank mains ourselves, my goodness. But then you've got the three-headed Cerberus of the DPS coming out from Drifters. It depends on who shows up today. Do we see more of Boat? Because we saw more of Boat during the early rounds, and then we saw
Right.
Maxwell come in later. But Rocket, watching Twitter last night after I watched the grand finals and seeing the journey of Rocket and having learned May only 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
that is something impressive beyond all belief. And I just got to throw it out there. That's the seriously impressive work coming out from the DPS line of Drifters.
It was on display all day yesterday. Rocket was having a heck of a good time on that May, or even beat on the Tracer or whatever other hero we saw them on. Eichenwald comes to mind, where they come from behind and pull like a 2v4 fight, getting 3 kills in a row, tossing the Blizzard out, and just winning point beam Eichenwald almost single-handedly. But going up against that on the other side, Shoes Money Crew have Miracle. And this player has been just phenomenal on the McCree so far here in Open Division. Absolutely capable of turning a fight single-handedly, getting 2 and 3K dead eyes, which is an ultimate that's normally just used to kind of pull out cooldowns or do a little bit of zoning. Now Miracle is finding picks with these dead eyes, not to mention clicking heads in the neutral. That's going to be an insane DPS matchup. I mean, if our main focus is Cameron versus Crimson, there's got to be a little side focus on Miracle versus Rocket.
Absolutely. And I mean, the acute angles that we saw coming out from Miracle, especially on Havana, was one of the maps that I completely clearly see in my mind's eye right now. Shooting through the forklift. I mean, are you kidding me? Just getting that angle with the dead eye through that was one of the most singular impressive moves and plays of the day yesterday. And I going back to Eichenwald, looking at, Rocket just casually tossing a blizzard out there, then icicling people to death, taking down Cameron in that moment as well, turning a 2v4 into a 2v1 and free cart push. I mean, this is going to be all to play for. And which Maxwell is going to show up today? Is it going to be the consistent, kind of semi-hard carry for the team, really backing up what Crimson does? Or is it a little bit less consistent, which we've seen sometimes in other iterations of trials and open division and contenders? We've seen them on so many different teams. We really want to see, is it going to be the consistent Maxwell today, or is it going to be, the lesser of the two? And based off what I saw yesterday, Maxwell was firing on all cylinders. And I mean, it's all to play for today. So I'm very excited to get into this. This is going to be a treat today, Bullskunk.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to get this one started. Our first map of the day will be Oasis. We are headed to sunny Iraq to start things off on Control. Shoes Money Crew coming out of the winner's bracket will have a +1 going into this, so this is a first of 4. Shoes Money Crew coming in with a 1 map advantage, and I'm just ready to get into this thing. Drifters, they came in 3rd place in season 1 of Open Division for 2021. Just that shy of making it into trials. They've managed to do it here. This is a newly emboldened team, and I'm anxious to see if they can take it to Shoes Money Crew again. I mean, they had a 3-1 lead against him yesterday. Shoes Money Crew brought it all the way back in that first of 4. You can almost sense the rivalry starting between these two squads already.
I mean, Bullskunk, I'm looking at the match chat right now. Oh yeah, there's a rivalry going on. They're ready to go. They're calling each other out. It's actually huge right now. The smack talk going back and forth between these two teams right now. It's fun. It's not disrespectful, but man, they're ready to play. They're ready to see who's going to come out on top of this match on Oasis to start us off. Pascal said it's going to go 1-1 real quick, so we shall see what we shall see. We shall see if Pascal is going to throw, like he says, or if it's actually going to go up 2-0 for them. We'll see. What we do, we go to Oasis, and we saw a lot of the brawl coming out yesterday, Bullskunk. I mean, Crimson versus Cameron. This is the matchup of the day. Who is going to take the biggest hammer award of the day? Who's going to touch spawn door? We see it from Cloudy happen all the time. This might become a new mantra for either of these main tanks here. Who's going to assert their dominance? Who is going to bring the pain with the hammer? That will be decided here in just a few seconds. We're going to see what they bring up onto the screen. And now, oh man, Maxwell flashing us the Doomfist here on Gardens. We know that this is one of this player's most loved heroes to bring out, especially on a place where you have high ground contestation and being able to get those one-punch assassinations. Rocket not showing us the May that we saw really on display yesterday. We're going to see the McCree out of them. So looking like a little bit of long-range poke from Rocket, trying to assert dominance on the high ground. We'll see how it goes.
Capture the objective.
On the other side, oh no, Shoes doing it right out of the gate. They put Miracle on the Bastion. They're pulling out secret weapons, and all of the stops, should I say, coming in to this opening match. Teleporter all the way across, trying to get the crossfire. Ship is going to deem as much as possible. This time for Maxwell to break the jaw of Pascal, get that Baptiste out of there. Now that Bastion is gone as well. Maxwell coming through with 2 more, and well, looks like Max is on fire here, Billy.
Yeah, and I mean, taking Pascal out on the Baptiste first kill out the gate was the absolute crux of that matter. They got the immortality field out the table, and now we see Pascal. Well, they flashed the Lucio there for a second, but now have gone back to the Baptiste, so losing that ult charge in the first fight.
Going down first, I don't think there was a whole lot to lose. Still gonna put you behind Skyward. I mean, look at the difference right now. Skyward, 85%. Getting that double damage up, getting aggressive. Well, it looks like Drifters are just gonna move out. 23 kills. Money Crew got a little bit divided. Only half the team made it through the teleporter, and Drifters read that perfectly and just go pounce on the remaining three.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Miracle, it might become a liability here for the team. You might want to think about, swapping up comps right now. I know that you're trying to go for the tank configuration, but Maxwell is having none of this right now. Crimson, hello? Bye-bye off the map. Where'd you go, my friend?
Crimson thought the waters of Iraq looked nice and refreshing. Decided to go for a swim, apparently. Could be an opportunity here. Cameron's going to swap over to the Roadhog, and Rose is actually going to pick up the Whitehog. Yeah, a very different look. Right out of the gate, the Amplification Matrix used, focused right onto that teleporter. This in the bash quickly deleted. Crimson's going to go in and hammer down Rose. Quickly establish that dominance, and Drifters continue to build percentage.
Absolutely. Something coming up very closely for Ship here, so that's going to be recontestability and remechability coming out from them. The focus onto camera is going to be huge, but you do see the swap. Aspen taking down Neptune. There's your speed gone, so that might be a +1 now. Availability to SMC.
Oh, there's a hammer coming down from Rose. There's Big Purple the other way. That's the Meteor Strike Self-Destruct coming up with the pigs. Neptune does invest that sound barrier. The 4v4, but gets smoked out of the sky. Cameron's going to give them the +1 as the tank configuration's unleashed on the point. Finds the direct onto Rocket. Money Crew will pick up percentage for the first time on the
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Amplification Matrix to hold the point into the next fight, but Crimson does have an Earth Shatter. Another Earth Shatter I should go ahead and put out there, but the Photon Barrier of Chime can be used to deploy and really stop the pressure coming in from Drifters, so this is going to be all to play for now.
Careful under some pressure from Maxwell and Neptune back there. Shatter comes through from Crimson. That's going to put at least 3 down. And that is a bloody fight on the outside of the point. The whole hog is all that's remained standing when the dust settles. Chasing down Skyward in a 1v1. Skyward just going to get the heck out of Dodge.
I would run very quickly too, and I mean, they might have a little bit of chance to get back onto the point, but the Symmetra difference right now will get them back onto the point and get Miracle set up to be able to defend this point.
And Maxwell continues to press some pressure down in the back as Rose dropped down as Shatter. Got multiple members. Oh, the Meteor Strike lands right on Miracle. Rocket there to follow it up. Drifters have flipped the point already. And they will fend off Shoes for round 1 and take that one up. Just one round away from tying up our series right out of the gate.
Yep, that is just a massive win there for the squad from Drifters. I mean, I thought that the Bastion might get a little bit more value out of it, but yeah, too much work coming from Maxwell and Rocket respectively. They absolutely focused down the unwitting Bastion in many situations there. I also think that a little bit of support diff there coming from Neptune and Skyward. Skyward is one of these bloodthirsty supports that I love to see in my feed, and yeah, they got the value that they needed. The immortality barriers were absolutely massive coming out from them as well. Looking at Pascal though, gonna bring the Ana out there, so Ship and Crimson are gonna have to keep their heads on a swivel to make sure they don't get antied into their first engagement.
And sticking with the Roadhog, Rose going over to the Wrecking Ball. This is an unusual look from Shoes Money Crew. They're pulling out the weird stops here to start things off in today's matchup. Miracle is going to get immediately killed by Neptune, one of those bloodthirsty supports you were talking about, taking the Genji out of the fight early. Pascal's going to fall as well. A quick +2 to Drifters as they look to take control of this objective.
Yeah, I mean, it's just point presence right now, you know, and you just don't have enough of the raw damage output to really take this point. Rocket's going to have their head on the swivel looking for Chime on this Pharah. Of course, they have the Pharah, or the pharmacy going. Aspen keeping all of the Pharah Rockets damage boosting going in. This could be actually a quick flip.
The initial kill onto Maxwell opened up some room and allowed Chime to kind of corral the rest of Drifters out of point. Now it's Miracle going in, trying to sow some chaos, but there's an image thrown in from Skyward, finds his dome. Miracle's out of the fight. Cameron is caught in a tough spot. Does that take a breather just a minute of time, but still just in way too bad a position. Cannot get out of there with their life. Nice flash and subsequent shot onto Chime, and Drifters are continuing to build.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the high ground contestation here coming from Ship and company. They're just taking all this damage going into them and really making Rose's life a living heck. You know what I mean on that one. So, I mean, the work that's coming out from them right now, just the chaotic nature of these fights that's still going on. Neptune with a double there. That is the kind of work that you need to see. They have come to play today. Bull Skunk, man, full credit to them holding off that barrage of pain.
Rocket finding Chime. Speaking of barrages, Chime will be able to get that one off. Aspen using the Valk, maybe able to get the res. You can see Drifter pushing up, trying to prevent that. As Dragon Blade is unleashed. The katana's out of its sheath, and Maxwell's having none of it. Finds it with attack visor. Can't quite get eyes on Chime. Chime coming in looking for revenge. Maxwell doing their darndest to try to run away. It makes it thrown onto the point, trying to keep Rose from getting close. Self-destruct is in the same vein. And SMC have to back out. Cameron along the outside, pushing them with their own whole hog. As the barrage is thrown over the objective. Maxwell will fall after those two ultimates are used, but they've lost Aspen. So the tether has been cut. Chime cannot get topped off. It's super low. Pascal's able to pick up a pair. And before finally getting taken out by a rocket. And another chaotic engagement. Drifters managed to hang on. That early kill onto Aspen was the difference maker in that one.
Absolutely, and that's the point. That's the map. It is 1-1, Bullskunk. As quick as you blink your eyes, Drifters sneak out the win there. Just the chaotic nature of that last fight, though, my friend. It was so just broken. And, I mean, they were taking 1v1 duels all over the place. Rocket coming back on that Tracer, absolutely putting a seed of discord into the minds of Shoes Money Crew there. And, man, this is a pretty dominating first map coming from Drifters. They came to play today, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but feel that, you know, Shoes Money Crew, where we're just playing some weird, funny comps. And not really bringing their final form. We know they have a mean double bubble. They looked really good on the brawl yesterday. They're coming out here with some wrecking ball and some hog. I mean, you know, it looks like they're having a little fun with it to start things off. Maybe even the playing field. But we're officially at a 1-3 now. We're at a complicated 0-0, as I heard it called once. But it does mean Shoes Money Crew have map pick heading into map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where the mind games start to come in. Where do you feel like you need to go to get your bearings back, get your moxie back, get your confidence back? Because Drifters, man, Maxwell and Rocket right now, they are showing up huge, getting crucial picks when it's absolutely the necessary time for that to happen. Crimson and Ship, though, doing some serious duty on the tanks. I got to say, Crimson versus Cameron right now. Cameron going to the off-tank role, kind of surprisingly there on the control map. Maybe that was just a strategy for them to come out and maybe get a little bit into the heads of Drifters. But Crimson versus Rose, it was all Crimson. So the main tank difference right now goes to Crimson. And we're going to head to Watchpoint Gibraltar. And I mean, we could be seeing some ball. We could be seeing some double bubble. It just depends on what they're comfortable with here, Bullskunk.
I definitely anticipate we'll see double bubble on this one. Both teams ran double bubble on this map yesterday. This was map number 2 yesterday as well. Also, Shoes Money Crew's pick. They went into extra innings, and Shoes Money Crew had 60-second time bank versus like 3.5 minutes. They managed to push it all the way to C and win Watchpoint Gibraltar in a huge turn of events. So they're looking to try to recreate that, but as far as compositions go, it was all double bubble yesterday. Little fun note there. Drifters were saying we don't want your charity. We don't want your charity map. Like get that out of here. Get that out of here, Shoes.
I was watching the chat there as well, and Cameron threatening to DQ people. I don't know if he could actually do that, but he was threatening it. So yeah, a lot of good nature jabbing going on between the two teams. Neptune definitely leading the charge as far as the smack talk coming out of Drifters. So there's getting a bit of an edge to this now. And I mean, I was expecting this based upon what happened yesterday, the 7-map thriller. Man, that was exactly what I was expecting out of these two teams. We watched them the previous week. Drifters coming back and really showing some heart, having some easier matches, but they actually got pushed a little bit. So we've kind of been following Drifters here through our open division journey here, and they have decided they're going to be on the defense first, looking for a nano monkey opportunity when they need it. Maxwell, one of the signature heroes. This Sombra play that we've seen them have over the past couple of seasons has been nothing short of spectacular at points. So will the hack priorities go in the right way? Do you take down Rose? Do you take down Cameron? Which way are you going to go with this? That is what we're going to see answered here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Here we go.
Well, and how much value do they get out of their EMPs? Maxwell, some charged up faster than others. Miracle was doing a great job of keeping Maxwell in check on this map in particular. And on Drifter's defense yesterday, they had 4 EMP fights for their defense. Only one of those fights did they come out victorious. 3 EMP fights did not go their way. Miracle was a big part of that and a big part of keeping Maxwell to only 4 EMPs for the entirety of their defense. So we'll see if Miracle can keep the Sombra in check. As you see Cameron go diving into server room, trying to punch that back line, forces out himself nade. Oh, and then Cameron just eats a shield bash, and a lot of damage coming through as Rose is looking the next on the chopping block. Without their Winston, Choose Money Crew got to reset.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the ultimate charges right now for both the Anas, a 20%, almost 30% bonus in favor of Skyward. So yeah, they've got Nano online right now. So Crimson will be able to have the staying power into this next fight where they decide to let loose with the Nano. Rocket is almost up to a pulse bomb as well. This could be a very dynamic hold here for
And that's a big Nano and a big anti-nade thrown into the pack. Miracle got separated, did not retreat in time. Crimson able to burn them down, build up 90% towards that Primal Rage while Rocket gets the better end of Chime. And this attack so far has not found any traction.
No, and I mean, it's right now the rotations that are coming from not only the tanks and the bubble management of ship. I really want to highlight that as well. But Skyward is getting so much value with these nades and with the Nano that was placed on the Crimson. I mean, you're going to have Primal Rage in this next fight be able to stall out this point even longer.
Going to be the Graviton Surge combined with the Nano Winston into the back line. EMP was unleashed and found multiple members in the Pulse Bomb thrown in. 3 kills left to beat for Drifters as they maintain control of this server room. Not even the Graviton Surge was enough to take them down in that one.
Yeah, Maxwell does go down though, but I mean, it'll be a fast travel back from spawn for them. Less than 2 minutes left to go into this round. Graviton Surge will be available into the next fight. You also are going to be looking for where Miracle goes with this Deadeye. Will they be able to find a flank to get around the bubble and the bubble management from a ship? That could be the fight decider here going into our next engagement.
Like, choose. Okay, no, they're going to forego blue box. They're not going to that final range. Rally out from the defense as well as the Graviton Surge. Big bio nade in the pack from Skyward. And Choose Money Crew just getting melted. Once again, they are spent packing.
Yeah, and having only 2 ultimates. I mean, the rally to keep you beefy up through the fight, and then the Graviton Surge just to deny any kind of movement forward. This is starting to look like a very massive hold coming out of Drifters. Cameron has this Primal Rage ready to go. Miracle needs to press Q at some point. They need to get some kind of value out of this.
Give me the rally to start things off for SMC. Miracle takes Rocket down immediately. There's a good +1. Now you just have Maxwell and this EMP to worry about. Cameron goes up to the high ground. Sidestep on Skyward. EMP finds 3, including Cameron. Cameron goes down immediately. Rose does manage to get topped off. Miracle's Deadeye just kind of holds people at bay until the EMP fades off. Now Crimson gets a Nano Boost and is going to go back to the cart, try to regain that presence. Maxwell in a little bit of a duel with Chime, forces out the recall while Crimson takes effort out of the back. Chime lands the pulse! Both rings gone. Rocket gets some revenge, and it's a +1, +2 to the defense. And they might just hang on with 9 seconds left. No! They denied it! They denied it! They were winning that fight, Billy! They were winning that fight!
How do you step off the cart and hold in small room there? You had the plus advantages to your side. Ay, ay, ay. And you invest the Primal Rage as well from Crimson into that, and you don't even have the cart presence to stop any more progress. You could have full held them there. Now we see Miracle swapping up in 3, going to the Ash. Now she's looking for more long range folks. Cameron taking a big anti-nade there.
That camera stuck around on top of the shuttle longer than they should have, and it doesn't look like Shoes Money Crew will be able to gain that big advantageous position. So the defense recover. I'm still recovering from that. Should have been a full point A hold. That was overtime. That was a one fight. It's been 0 days. 0 days, Billy. I'm still just reeling over this. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on here. It's a little bit of a battle of the shuttle. Miracle did get some good value out of the Ash yesterday. Let's see if they can have a repeat performance with that today. Ship's Graviton Surge thrown into the mix, but the kill feed is all Shoes. They're able to survive it. They're able to put the damage down. It was such a tiny little corridor where the Graviton Surge was dropped that the Drifters could not get in there and follow up.
Yeah, but I mean, we do have EMP going into this next fight. I mean, they're not even going to be able to touch this next point, so the snowball is starting to happen here, Bull Skunk. And everybody jumping off, saving the ult charge batteries for their side. I mean, you've got 3 ultimates going into this next fight, plus the nano coming up from Skyward to keep Crimson up. So, 2.5 minutes. This is all about minimizing how far Shoes Money Crew can push into this next fight. You're going to have the you're going to have the nano boost again for Cameron, so you're going to have dueling Winstons being able to go primal and then getting the nano boost put on top of it.
Careful sitting up on that high ground, extremely dangerous. Nice little pulse bomb going to the mix. Chime picking up a pair while Rocket was busy trying to get Miracle off the high ground, but that left Chime just completely open, nobody to worry about. And look at this, they're cruising in.
They are absolutely cruising, and EMP is going to have to come out in this fight, really try to deny the nano coming out. I mean, but I'm looking at Bob too. We've got Bob ready to come out as well.
EMP finds 4, but the Primal does come out, as well as the nano boost. Pascal able to get that off before the EMP lands. Crimson able to get a couple kills before sleeping it off, and it looks like just by the skin of their teeth, Drifters hang on.
Yeah, I mean, Lyle, that's a late stagger kill onto Miracle, so that's going to burn at least another 10 seconds off before they can get back to the cart. So, you know, going in this next fight, I mean, I'm looking for Bob to come out at some point. I'm looking for the rally from Aspen as well to really beef them up. Nothing super close for Drifters. Other than Rocket, you know, a couple one clips could get that pulse bomb online, could completely devalue any kind of push coming out of Shoes Money Crew.
Oh, but they're surrounded. SMC just walked right into a pillbox. They had Maxwell behind them. They had Crimson on the top right high ground. They almost C9'd it again. Neptune not allowing that to happen this time. But a well set up defense and a good catch on the back cap.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what you need to have. And now sub 60 seconds, sub 40 seconds now. Rocket does have this pulse bomb ready to go. I think that, you know, Aspen really needs to beef up the team going into this next fight to survive just the kill box that had been set up by Drifters.
Nice manual back Aspen throw down the rally. To be final flight, last opportunity for SMC NA to push this thing home. Cameron so close to that primal rage, cannot die now. Goes moving into the back, drops the primal, finds the kill on an Neptune, is looking for Skyward as well. Skyward manages to escape into spawn. So Cameron's gonna jump over the ship. Here comes Rose with the Graviton Surge, and they hold ship in place. That's a 6-man EMP coming out from Maxwell. 3 kills, light up the feed immediately. And despite losing 2 early, Drifters have brought it back. They will not allow this cart to go in unless they C9 it once again, and I don't see that happening this time. Overtime Wick is going to burn down, and 86 meters is all Shoes Money Crew will find.
Oh my goodness, and we were talking about would Maxwell get any kind of better value than he did yesterday on those EMPs. Well, we just got our answer, Bullskunk. 6-man EMP to completely flip the fight into the Drifters' favor. That is exactly the value that you need out of the Sombra. Beautiful work, beautiful manual hacks coming in previous to that last fight as well. We're seeing the value of the Sombra right now. The one real difference that I need to see right now is the coordinated play coming together, because, I mean, they should have stopped this at point A. They should have had a full hold there, and we should be talking about, you know, the attack phase already. But still, Shoes Money Crew put the pedal to the metal. They cruised through second point. I mean, I thought that Ship's Graviton Surge was absolutely going to decimate the team, and they got the picks coming back out. Miracle putting a huge show on with this Ashe. Once they swapped over from the McCree to the Ashe, that's where the favors and the fortunes turned for Shoes Money Crew. So, what do we see? Any kind of changes coming out here? I want to see what Chime is going to bring out here into this fight. Are they going to do the Tracer Mirror again, Bullskunk? Or are we going to see something a little bit different? Or maybe an answering Sombra that could be on the board as well. But Rocket flashing us. Yeah, we'll see the Symmetra come out first, get them the high ground advantage, and then we'll see if they bring out that Tracer again, because they had a pretty good round there on the Tracer.
Yeah, I imagine it's exactly that. Just teleport over to this bridge and then bring that Tracer out. You see Crimson kind of just jumps over there by themselves. So I'm not sure the teleporter actually made it out. Rocket doesn't even swap to a Tracer. Oh, they went down low to Mega. That's what they did. Okay, I've seen that one before. You cross that big open gap safely and you can get some good positioning in there on the health pack. Now Crimson coming up to just kind of challenge the center high ground, build up a little bit of ult charge. Doesn't really force Shoes Money Crew back at all. Maxwell going into the back, looking for a pick. That might do. I think they're chasing Chime around down there. Maxwell is forced out.
Much better.
All the while, the cart has managed to make it through the car wash.
Yeah, I mean, but still, high ground is in Shoes Money Crew's fashion. And a big anti coming from Skyward out. Oh, low, that's a 2-1. And we'll see what kind of value they get out of this. I'm not seeing the value coming out of the Dynamite from Miracle so far as we progress through this first point.
But this is where Miracle's going to really start finding value. You're right. I mean, I haven't quite gotten the value just yet. It's at 28%. But now they're in a very dangerous spot. The pressure down in that server room. We know Drifters like to stage in this server room to try to set up the final attack. Crimson going up to the high ground. Gets forced off pretty quick. They've got 80% towards a primal rage. As both teams just kind of fall back to their respective corners. Maxwell, only 41% to that first EMP.
I think that right now is probably the outlier for them at this moment. But look at Ship getting a lot of value on this Zarya. You're going to see the Graviton Surge come out of them first. Crimson getting a little bit over aggressive there. Doesn't have the healing staying power there, but you're going to have, yeah, we're going to have the Primal Raise coming out here very shortly.
Kimmy Cameron popping it first, does get the nano boost alongside of it. He's a sleep dart, and now Crimson is gonna respond with their own into the back. Also gets slept, does get woken up. Meanwhile, Cameron falls, and Drifters will pick up point A. You see Ship here just at max charge, burning down anybody who dares stand in their way.
Absolutely. I mean, you can go Big Bang as a combo into this next fight as well once they do take the fight. I need to see if Crimson's going to be able to take the high ground over Cameron on top of Shuttle. I mean, Crimson is getting absolutely peppered down by Chime on top of the Shuttle here. Let's see if he can get out with his life.
I think Crimson is going to fight to maintain that high ground. You can see reinforcements showing up, and indeed, they have claimed the shuttle. This is an important position. Just great oversight on the chokes coming in. Cameron makes it through. He's going to dive up the top. Aspen's going to pop the rally. Money Killer looking to try to retake this. It's just the tanks and the supports including the rally armor, but it's enough to scare them away. Maxwell's team finds both tanks. Rose getting topped off, and I don't think they're going to be able to follow up on it. Drifters do not get any kills as a result of that EMP. Even Chime has made it up the top here. Gets slept before they can drop down the pulse bomb. And then Skyward goes back down to healing up their tanks. Neptune drops the rally. And, well, the Zarya is straight out. There's been a lot of blows back and forth, but both fighters still on their feet. There's a couple of key picks coming through for Drifters. As they finally tilt the balance, Cart is going to find its way to back point B.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of meters left to go here. That's going to be point B here with a healthy time bank to go into this next fight. It was kind of expensive from them. They put both the DPS ultimates out there, and also you put out the Primal Rage. But Crimson has been building these on such a high rate of charge that, you know, it's going to be just a matter of time before he gets another one online. I also think that Ship versus Rose right now in the off-tank department, Ship is getting so much more value on this Zarya. And we will see, you know, once again, bubble management is everything in this meta. So we'll see what they can get out of this. Rocket coming up close on a pulse bomb.
Driving into the wall, because able to pop the Primal on time, and already the 200 health gone. Meanwhile, past the Miracle are in front of the hill, so the cross but AMP comes through, a solo onto Rose, I believe that was. Pascal's able to get the nano off onto Rose and keep them alive, but they have to sacrifice themselves to do it. It is, however, enough for Shoes Money Crew to stabilize.
Yep, and Pulse Bomb and Rally into this next fight for Shoes Money Crew. Pulse and, you got to go Nano on Crimson and just let him go ham. has to avoid the sleeps, has been caught out quite a few times by Pascal with the sleep dart while they're in primal, so they need to be aware of the positioning of Granny and make sure that you can be able to get the full value of your primal rage.
Top. No, it's gonna be the nano throw. The night stick from both sides, picking up the break on either side. Crimson is gonna get the nano boost, then dives on top as it fades with the primal rage. He's gonna batter down Miracle. Move over into the back line, see what else they can find. Then find a whole lot after backing up. Graviton starts coming in from the other direction. Is the follow-up there? Bubbles used. Maxwell gets burned down. That ally bubble cannot stay up long enough. And it looks like she's running through with a massive player advantage right now. We'll hang on with 2:30 left on the clock.
Yep, I think right now, Bull Strength, I think they need to step back, take a break, and figure out what they need to do going into this next fight. Because if they wait out, you know, a lot of these ultimates coming out from Shoes Money Crew, they have the opportunity to really shove this in on their own terms. And look at this, a little bit of compositional switch coming out of Shoes Money Crew, bringing out the Rhine Diva now, looking for a lot of value coming out of Crimson and Ship. This is going to be a main tank difference now, because Crimson's going to be able to be a lot more BP working into this.
Yeah, but it's opening kills coming through for Shoes, and that team does respond, and Ship manages to beat a both, while Rocket lands theirs right onto Rose, despite losing people early. Drifters have come out victorious in this fight, trying to chase down Pascal, but they're able to find safety. Will it be enough? They've got to stop this cart. It doesn't even have to go all the way into the back. The contest coming through late. It's Rose emerging first, somehow managing to stay alive. Cameron is right there. Primal Rage on the line. Still a $1:30 on the clock. And Cameron, well, I mean, they're able to get the neck on the ship, but not a whole lot following it up. Rose does finally move up and dislodge Maxwell, and the defense by just a narrow margin stop this card.
Yeah, smart swap from Rose, obviously. I mean, they got the full value of the Diva there. They've also had the Baptiste out for just a second, but Pascal going back over to the Ana. So now, you know, Immortality Barrier can actually win you this fight here for Skyward, keeping the team up through a lot of damage. So, you know, Rocket, Pulse Bomb at the ready. Let's see where they go with it.
Maxwell just sprints all the way into the back on the leg. They lose Skyward along the way. Rocket returns fire, and there's support missing from both teams. Maxwell lands the headshots on the Miracle. Beautiful play. That is going to be enough. Chime trying to bring it back. Maxwell gets yet another one. It's Chime versus Maxwell, the DPS department. With a little help from Cameron, they're able to chase down Maxwell, and there goes Drifters.
Yeah, and I mean, Crimson almost has a Shatter online. Shatter could absolutely win them this next fight. But Rose is going to have self-destruct, so you're going to have the time here to be able to get, you know, if you get demech, you can press Q, you can get your mech back, maybe even get a mech kill, depending on how forward you're seeing Drifters come into this next fight.
Miracle. Self-destruct over the top. Cameron has an nano boost. Primal Rage out, and Chai finds first blood in this final fight. And a very important kill at that onto the Baptiste. Crimson Shatter comes down, but I don't think it finds much. It is going to be attacked by picking up one of the DPS duo. Rocket and Maxwell may have just done enough. Rocket able to get the final 2 kills and push it on home. Drifters take a 2-1 lead in the series as they finish off Watchpoint Gibraltar. A little bit of salvation after a big misstep on their defense, but they turn it around. They take the dub.
Oh my word, and we are getting exactly what we promised. It is the main tank versus main tank battle. It is the subplot of the DPS. Maxwell with some huge swaps there. The soldier was exactly what was needed when it was needed. And my goodness, I mean, just the work of the ship. I mean, the off-tank battle is nothing to sniff at as well, Bull Skunk. This is all to play for. This is going to see who takes that momentum going into our next iteration of Contenders Trials. And right now, Drifters is absolutely firing on all cylinders. The swaps, the adaptability is there. Whew! This is all that we were expecting.
Well, we're going to take a short little break. Drifters right now have won 2 maps in a row. Can they keep it up? Can they take the grand finals? Y'all stick around. We'll find out when we return with more Open Division. Well, Drifters have come out swinging here in our Season 2 Open Division Grand Finals, winning 2 maps in a row, putting them up 2-1. SMC was granted a bonus map for coming out of winner's bracket. But Drifters, they've got the wind at their backs right now, Billy.
They really do. The sails are full of confidence right now. And we're going to King's Row. Shoes Money Crew deciding that it's time to pull out all the stops, go to the most recognizable, most playable, most, confidence building map, I think, in all of Overwatch, especially if you are a main tank that might be feeling a little down on yourself or getting a little bit diffed in the previous 2 maps. So I think that Cameron and company want to go here and really take it to Crimson and ship. Man, Crimson really showing up huge. Had a shatter in that last fight that actually really decimated what Shoes Money Crew were trying to do in that moment. So right now, if we're looking at Rocket versus Miracle, Maxwell versus Chime, I mean, there's not much in between them. We saw some beautiful EMPs come out from Maxwell. Maxwell is firing on all cylinders. We are getting the +1 Maxwell right now into this fight. And I mean, let's see. It's King's Row. It has to be Cameron versus Crimson here. No side swaps yet. So they're going to come out on the defense here. It worked in their favor on Watchpoint Gibraltar. So now, what kind of adaptation do we see coming out of Shoes Money Crew? Do we see a Hanzo come out? Do we see a Doomfist come out? Do we see a Torbjorn come out? Do we see a Bastion? We saw Bastion on Oasis. So, you could absolutely bring out a Bastion in these moments if you want to feel cheeky. I mean, we've seen Chime and Miracle work in tandem with the Symmetra and the Bastion before. So it's all depends on what kind of variations you're going to bring up there to try and disrupt Drifter's flow right now, because they're absolutely vibing in their voice chat right now. They're absolutely feeling it as far as, anything else is concerned. So I want to see, what do they bring out here to take Drifters out of their comfort zone? And we see Rocket. We mentioned it in the beginning. Rocket learned how to play Mei at this level, at this level of competition just 2 weeks ago. And now we're going to see it on display here, Bullskunk. I cannot wait to see how King's Row plays out.
Well, and Choose Money Crew won Watchpoint Gibraltar yesterday. Drifters take it today. Choose Money Crew won King's Row yesterday. This was the 7th and deciding map between these two and their thriller. And it was Choose Money Crew walking away the victor. And I gotta add, Drifters picked King's Row yesterday. Now Shoes Money Crew choosing to head to jolly old England. They want to take this Brawl Mirror. That's exactly why you go to King's Row. They want the McFlurry Brawl versus the McFlurry Brawl. Bring it out final form. We're going to get a little battle over high ground to start things off. Drifters are not playing scared at all. They're taking the fight right to them. They're doing a nice job of fighting back after spinning a few cooldowns early. And are kind of splitting their defense at the back of the point. Using the wall to try to separate Cameron from the pack. But managed to get in. Stay alive with help from Rose. And that immortality field coming out. Putting a lot of pressure down. Rotation here from Drifters. They need back in the hotel. We're trying to come back out, but there's a Mei wall in their way. They make it around that. Early Ant Matrix from Skyward is going to force Shoes Money Crew this time to kite back into the house.
Yeah, and I mean, beautiful usage of one ultimate there. The answer coming from Pascal. Now they're going to be able to put pressure onto Bear to Crimson's shield. Crimson right now is losing MTD right now. Cameron is almost 30% higher on the shatter charge than Crimson.
From Maxwell now responding. Miracle coming through with one of their own. Neither picking up any kills, but it's enough to buy enough room. Very few frags in this engagement, in this prolonged engagement. Shoes Money Crew managed to sneak the point out, just pull it up like a rug from underneath the Drifters.
Yeah, and I mean that's just so much pressure coming from Shoes Money Crew. Look at their ult bank. I mean, Pascal almost has another amplification matrix. Just used it in the previous, long fight. They're going to have 5 to get around Bookstore, get around the second corner. Neptune's going to have one heck of a sound barrier to keep his team up.
And that was essentially a 3-minute fight on point A. And now, I mean, Shoes Money Crew are able to push all the way up, grab a lot of space. Rocket does have this Blizzard ready to go. Could be the fight winner. China's one of their own, but Ship ate 3 Blizzards yesterday. Right now, Drifters are going to need that to help them get back into this whole economy.
Absolutely, they are, and I mean that's exactly what they are wanting to do here. Is see what they can do, see what they can invest in this, and pull out of the drifters.
Well, both Blizzards managed to make it out. Self-destruct coming in from the defense. It's going to be the sound barrier in the spot. Pushing forward. Shatter lands, hitting 4. That's 4 on the floor, but the sound barrier is up from Neptune. And a follow-up, well, Crimson does fall. Rose is able to pick up Maxwell as well. So swinging it back the other way, but it's devolved into a 4v4 on this point. A very broken fight. Miracle trying to bring it back on this McCree. Have managed to chase 3 members of Drifters all the way around a car, which is a bad spot. They're going to get sandwiched.
Yeah, Cameron just putting so much work in on this Reinhardt right now. The MTD might be showing up in their favor right now. I don't think they have enough time to really make a last-second contest. They might be able to get in there. Might not, and this Amp Matrix is absolutely going to pin them against this corner. They're getting so much free cart push because of these Amp Matrices coming from Pascal. They have not answered that question yet today.
On the corner, give me a shatter from Crimson. Laying down 3, Immortality Field immediately taken care of. And here comes 2 kills to follow it up. It took them a little bit, but they do manage to keep the pressure on. Maxwell and Ship finding the final blows.
Indeed. And I mean, Maxwell, pulling out the Deadeye there and really, just putting the pressure and making them kite back so much. And the forward pressure coming from Drifters right there was exactly what was needed to stem the bleeding. So right now, they've got to watch where they're coming out from. Beautiful wall from Chine.
They did, and Shoes Money Crew have to use that wall to back up and just wait out the amplification matrix. Dueling Blizzard on this point. Rocket with the wall. With the Blizzard, Chime responds. That's a lot of members of Shoes frozen up. They have an Ant Matrix to worry about. Drifter's able to get a shield up in front and find those frags. Rocket winning the battle of the Blizzards.
Oh, man. I mean, I thought that they were going to have just everything online for that. Neither side had the sound barrier available to them as well. They do for this next fight. And, I mean, I'm looking right now. Skyward has now really pushed past Pascal in this Amp Matrix department.
Sound barrier unleashed from both squads as this fight starts to break out. Chip got themselves in a little deep, has that self-destruct. It's going to be bombs from both sides. Immortality Field. Keeping SMC in the fight temporarily, but they've lost their Baptiste now. They've got to strike back quick. They do manage to get the Lucio, but they're still down a player in this fight. Cameron in a lot of trouble, gets walled off. What a play from Rocket. What a follow-up from Maxwell. Gets that shot on the Miracle as well. And on a time.
Maxwell is showing up big time now. That right there is exactly what Drifters was been pulling all in their early part of their day yesterday. Just the ability to absorb so much damage coming in there. And Skyward, having that Amp Matrix, right place, right time. Beautiful work out of the entire team. This is great team play. Looking to see who gets up first. No, 2-man shatter.
Maxwell who falls. Miracle able to get a second one, striking back, showing off of their peacekeeping skills of their own. Cameron in there swinging for the fences, and this cart finally starts to roll.
Indeed, I mean, they're looking at a massive deficit in ultimates right now. If I'm looking at what I see here on the screen, I mean, Pascal's going to have Amp Matrix to pin the Drifters back on the left-hand side of spawn. Rocket does have the Blizzard, though, and Aspen does not have their sound barrier up and ready to go. So this could be a very different fight looking from and see what they bring out of this.
And Deadeye from Miracle starting off this fight. Tumbleweed drifts across. Miracle flies Tiger out against both supports. Rocket gets a Blizzard out, but there's nobody left to follow up on it. Maxwell can't get anything with their ultimate, desperately trying to stop this cart, but to no avail. Choose Money Crew complete King's Row with a $1.18 left in the bank.
Score.
Yeah, that was absolutely massive coming out from Miracle there, jumping over the top of the Immortality Field and taking out both of them. I mean, that was a great play from Skyward to try and save the tanks and the DPS that were on the point, but to no avail. And so now, looking at the time bank, that's not anything to scratch at. 78 seconds is a pretty decent, third point cap. So what do we see coming out from Drifters now? How do they answer back? Because, the first fight was so long, such an extended fight, and they never really got their footing going through streets. So I think that was a big difference maker, Bullskunk, between the maps there. Point B was just a race for Shoes Money Crew. Drifters, that might put a little bit of a dent into their armor, into their infallibility right now, because they haven't lost a map today yet.
And funny you mentioned that, because Drifters were not able to have that same push through streets yesterday. They got really stalled out. It took a long, drawn-out, scrappy fight for them to take point A. They were not able to get set up in B. Shoes Money Crew were able to burn a lot of time off the clock and keep them from completing the map. So what this is indicative of, what we're looking for here, for instance, Drifters need a clean first fight win, or at least an early fight win on point A, and be able to gain that all-important space in the streets.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to push through the streets, and I mean, it's going to come down to Rocket right now. I mean, Rocket, had some great walls there, just not able to get all the walls. Oh my gosh, what a wall!
Speaking of great walls, that was a great wall of England right there. But Crimson is the one who falls. Weathering the storm, Pascal gets the immortality field up, and Shoes Money Crew are no worse for wear. Now Rocket has to use the wall defensively, and Shoes Money Crew just circumvent it and continue to put down the hurt.
It's not what they needed out of their first fight, let me tell you what, my friend, because they just got bullied. The wall from Rocket was huge, but the counter wall from Chime was even better. And we're looking at, just the ultimate charges between the two Baptistes. I think the Baptiste right now is going to be what really sets the tenor of these fights. Who can get that amplification matrix up first and put the shield damage to bear on the opposite team? Because Crimson, Cameron, they're both trying to keep their teams up through these fights, and it's just not going in their favor right now.
A wrong guess for Pascal. Crimson goes down early, though. Miracle still manages to get the shot onto the Reinhardt through it. Chime throws the Blizzard and makes it back. Both Blizzards are out there. Maxwell's able to get one with their ultimate as well. This has been flipped on its head. Drifters have gotten over 60% progress. That's the second tick coming through of permanent capture progress. The third one not far behind.
Yeah, that's going to be all of it right there. Just the last second contester, but I mean, they've got 5 minutes to go through streets. Light stagger kills as well, so this is going to be a little bit of free cart push for the Drifters right now. Wall trying to keep Cameron Crimson from being super aggressive, but look at that Rocket on the back with them being able to support their team. Oh, what a charge from Cameron, though.
Yep, as Rocket is taken out of the fight. A very scrappy fight for position. Both teams knowing how important this is, and they're taking kind of broken engagements here to try to wrestle control. It's Drifters who have it right now.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the support ultimates right now. Skyward does have this ad matrix, so you can actually pin the Shoes Money Crew here against second wall here. Yes, that's a beautiful use of the ad matrix coming out from Skyward. That's going to get them even more push.
And they wisely use the amp matrix to back out and get back into a safe spot. Very smart play from Skyward on the Baptiste and the rest of Drifters. They're going to go hold this corner. It's going to be a strike coming up. Wall used. Shatter out. Only Cameron hit by that Shatter. Somebody are invested. Drifters are throwing everything at this. They want to win this fight, and they want to win it right now. Crimson will pick up one. Ship picks up another. No more main tank left standing as Crimson batters down Aspen in the corner with a little help from Skyward. And Drifters will push this cart home. They're going to have just shy of 5 minutes. They don't even have to complete the map.
They did not have to wait very long through the streets phase, did they, Bullskunk? Because they took the fight to Shoes Money Crew. They invested the ultimates they needed to into it. The battling sound barriers, Neptune got so much more value than Aspen did there. Let's see what they get out of this.
Yeah, correction. They do need to complete. I was having some deja vu of yesterday's map where they did not. But they're not going to complete it on this fight, as Cameron is going to beat Crimson down on the front line after the showdown of the OK Corral. And the defense hangs on, but still plenty of time left for Drifters to take this thing home.
Yep, I think Skyward, needs to get aggressive with this next amplification matrix. Really take it to Cameron's shield, because Cameron, when he can't put that shield up, is absolutely sitting on nil, and they have had the focus fire all day today to burn Cameron down. So Skyward is going to get that amp matrix up first. Battling Blizzards as well.
Ooh! Blizzard interrupted out of the shatter! The Blizzard comes through, and whoa, man, this is all a Drifters. That was, despite losing the shatter early, it's Rocket's Blizzard. They're able to close it out. Everybody there for the follow-up.
Yeah, and I mean, Sound Barrier is going to be up for Neptune in this next fight as well. They don't have really anything to defend against that. And Ship's going to have a self-destruct as well into this next fight. So burning down the shields right now is the most imperative thing for Drifters to do.
And Matrix Out will certainly help burn down those shields. Drifters have to back away, get those resources out. To me, a Deadeye and a self-destruct to start off the fight. The Deadeye picks up one. Miracle is gone. The ace shooter for one SMC is back in spawn, a huge opening with that lack of damage, and Drifters trying to take it. They move forward, they're going to find the other DPS. Chime goes down. Self-destruct in to try to buy some time as Rose is trying to help the team get back on their feet. Miracle returns with their Deadeye, but gets immediately shut down. Ship is right in their face with those micro missiles, and the Drifters are firmly in control of this as they find the cleanup kills. They do lose Crimson, so it might be a small opportunity, but no, nobody can get close. There was a double stacked May wall there, making sure. And this time bank, well, it was healthy for SMC. It is downright thriving for Drifters.
Indeed, and they just took no for, they wouldn't take no for an answer. Let me tell you what, Neptune speeding them in on top of the defense there was exactly what was needed from them. Also, you know, looking at the work of Ship there, recognizing the Deadeye came out, had the DM available to deny any kind of killing blows out of that, and the micro missiles deleted him out of the server. So what are we looking at now? I mean, there's not going to be much time for SMC to build up any kind of meaningful ultimates. You might get a shatter out of Cameron, depending on how, you know, successful they are with the fire strikes. But Chime is going to bring out the Junkrat possibly on their attack. Rocket had some massive walls and massive blizzards. Once again, this player has absolutely been showing up. And Crimson has kind of been the punching bag for SMC today. Taking all the damage from SMC, and you know, the rest of the team is able to capitalize, even though the main tank has been taken down. Just the pressure and the space taking that Crimson has been able to provide to the team today is absolutely massive. They're sitting on, looking to go on to match point if they win this map.
And Drifters have done a great job of keeping Miracle in check. Which Miracle was giving him such a hard time yesterday, and we haven't seen near the pop-off, which is really a testament to Drifters and recognizing that win condition, getting that big player off the battlefield. A lot of focus fire early on to Crimson, nice immortality from Skyward, keeps the team alive and standing. Cameron already 81%, 95% to that first shatter. They spin the wall here. One's gonna go up from the other side, but Skyward's down. Crimson goes down. Pascal gets 3 with the bad piece of the amplification matrix. Oh my goodness. You think Miracle was the one we're supposed to keep an eye on? No. It was all Pascal with that Baptiste.
Pascal, bloodthirsty, young man, that was absolutely filthy, and it was huge. But, you know, you're going to have to stay on this card. I mean, you've only got 20 seconds to get as much progress, plus overtime, going around this corner. Skyward has their own amp matrix coming up, so set up his team, play under Archway, and just deny the damage coming in.
Drifters are going to get aggressive. They put the wall up. Crimson looking for somewhere to use this shatter. Completely whiffs it. Gets absolutely nothing. And Matrix up from the defense, devalued by Chime's Blizzard. Chimes has sacrificed themselves for it. And I don't know if the follow-up is going to be there. Miracle goes down. No more DPS left standing. And Neptune drops the sound barrier. Maxwell throws in a Deadeye from the outside. And this cart gets halted right outside the garage.
Oh my good, I mean, last second contest coming in from Chime on the Doomfist, but to no avail. This is all that they needed to do. Now, 2 minutes, 51 seconds. You've got to get 16.91 meters to take a 3-1 victory in our series today. Grand Finals of Open Division NA. It is all to play for here. Do they have the wherewithal to get this 3rd point and put themselves on match point? So, there's got to be a little bit of an adaptation coming here from the squad from Shoes Money Crew. I mean, I would have loved to see that Junkrat actually come out and burn down the shields of Crimson. I thought that would have been a massive play, and you can build up with everybody being bunched up as they are in this brawl meta. you could get so much value from the Junkrat with the concussion mines. I mean, just the shield burst potential alone is absolutely massive for this team. But we're going to bring out the standard tried and true from these teams. And I mean, it's all to play for here, Bullskunk. It could be us going on to match point for Drifters, or it could be, you know, the Miracle hold, depending on how Miracle does here, and going on to 2-2 in our series.
Hello.
Doesn't look like Shoes Money Crew getting too aggressive here on their map pick. They do have a time for a recontest. If they give up point A, I think there is a small opportunity. So I don't think they have to be perfect, but they have to be pretty darn close to flawless on this defense, Billy.
I think it's all going to come down to Rocket's walls. If Rocket lands the same kind of walls that we've been seeing all day out of them on this May, yeah, kind of faked it out there and try and swap around the other side. Working up towards this Blizzard, of course, it's going to be massive for them into the next fight. Big wall.
That's a good one. Cameron is able to sneak around past. We saw a little bit of the defense makers coming out, keeping them alive. Going in, they're going to swing down, batter down the Immortality Field. Safety net is gone here for Shoes Money Crew. Drifters are going to move on to point. They got one Precious Ticket, throw up an Ant Matrix and a Maywall to try to capture some more. Skyward throwing down that double healing into those tanks, keeping them alive as Crimson leads the charge. 80% shatter going in, swinging, looking for more. Rose trying to come in off of the flank angle as Vasco drops an Ant Matrix of their own. Narrowly able to use it to keep Cameron alive, and they win the battle on the front line, taking Crimson down. DMAC coming through on the ship as well, and despite getting 2 ticks, I don't think Drifters are going to be able to close this out. I mean, I say that Soundbreaker thrown in, Pocket gets 1, Ship gets 1, Maxwell gets 1. That's half of the defense gone. Neptune's going to get 1. Everybody getting a piece of the pie for Drifters as they take point A.
I mean, look how far it has to go. I mean, they already have it right now. Crimson can stop everything with the shatter. Rocket can stop it with the wall. All they got to do is get it out the garage. Look at the positioning from Skyward up on the high ground. Not even going to be taking any kind of focus from this. Wall comes out from Rocket. That is huge from them. And the Blizzard coming out.
Blizzard's out. It does not get eaten. That was probably the only hope. Rocket is able to take Cameron down. It's a good early start for Drifters. Crimson looking for somewhere to use this shatter and doesn't even need it. It's a celebratory finish as Drifters take Kings Road, the second of the 2 maps that they lost yesterday. They win it here today. They are on championship point here in the grand finals.
Man, and it was the walls of Rocket. I mean, main tank difference aside, Rocket's walls were absolutely massive. This is the above the ground Deadeye coming out from Miracle. Tried to turn it on their side, tried to get the value, tried to put the team on their back, and just did not work that time. Man, almost 40,000 blocked from Crimson. So, like I said, they were the punching bag for SMC and really withstood all the battering that they took all day Skyward with the immortality barriers to make sure that their main tank stayed alive through a lot of those fights. But Rocket's value on this May cannot be denied right now, Bullskunk. This has been a bit of the turning difference so far. It's the first time that we've seen the full mirror come out today, and they won it. Based upon what we saw yesterday, it should have gone in favor of Shoes Money Crew, but they came out with a fire in their eye. I also think that, you know, the difference between yesterday and today is that this was map 7 yesterday. They had lost, you know, 2 maps in a row coming into it, and their mental might have not been in the best place today. They're full of confidence, and now they are absolutely firing on all cylinders. They're on championship point, and SMC is taking us to Hanamura.
Yeah, but you know, one thing that is the same as it was yesterday is this exact score line. Drifters up 3-1 over Shoes Money Crew North America. Can they do it again? Can Shoes Money Crew actually bring it back from a 3-1 deficit 2 days in a row? I don't know. Like you said, the momentum is all in Drifters' favors. They're winning the matchups they weren't able to win yesterday. They're shutting down Miracle. I don't know. That's a tall ask. I don't know if SMC could do it again, but they've chosen Hanamura to set the stage to try to start that comeback.
I mean, if we're going with the same mirror matchups again, I mean, Rocket with this May has consistently gotten a little bit better than what we've seen from Chime. So I mean, the May battle right now between those two, Rockets kind of got a slight edge ahead, more value out of the Blizzards. So, I mean, do we see the Funk come out from SMC? Do we see the Bastion Symmetra strat come out from them? This is a place that you could absolutely do it, and they might be expecting it, but Drifters coming out with the standard meta on their defense right now. This could be the point where Shoes Money Crew does turn it around. Miracle flashing as the Tracer. So that would be a bit of a wrinkle into what you want to see, especially if Maxwell doesn't land the flashbang onto that Tracer. That's almost an immediate death right there, unless Skyward is just keeping the heals poured onto their McCree player.
I was going to say, if we see Miracle come out on the Tracer, I'm guessing that means the Chime would go to the Sombra. That's what we got shown yesterday. But nope, looks like we are going to get the McFlurry Brawl Mirror. And we didn't see Hanamura yesterday. Shoes Money Crew chose Volskaya for our Assault map in that 7 mapper and lost it. So they've got a little bit of a swap up here. Oh, nice headshot from Rocket to open up the map.
Yeah, that was a crucial first pick. Great ultimate charge for them as well. So, I mean, Skyward, Skyward and Pascal, that's going to be the tertiary battle that I'm looking at. We're looking at Cameron versus Crimson. We're looking at Chime versus Rocket, and now I'm looking at Skyward versus Pascal. Who gets the more value out of their amplification matrix?
Good wall from Rocket to start things off. The Crimson misses the charge, and the loot ends up way too deep. Without the Reinhardt, SMC can break this thing wide open, just trying to stall for time. Drifters are going to rotate back up to that high ground. Shoes Money Crew are going to give chase. They're not moving to the point just yet. They're going to hunt down these kills. They find that one on the Rocket. Looking for Maxwell down low. Being elusive, who manages to pick up Pascal in the chaos. And that's an important pick. You see Cameron struggling to get topped off as Neptune finds Chime. This defense is not done yet.
It's not done yet, but losing Neptune, you lose your speed. But there's the Deadeye coming out from from Maxwell. Does get the value to D-Mac and the main tank.
And follows up the kill onto the pilot Diva, then gets the flashbang kill onto Aspen. They never dealt with Maxwell. They never dealt with the Maxwell problem.
No, they did not, and Ship getting a quick remech, trying to get back into the fight as fast as they can. They have the actual advantage on the self-destruct department. Here comes the first battle. Ant Matrix versus Ant Matrix.
That's going to be a Rose up top, getting D-Mac, trying to go value that. But Pascal, Cameron, Miracle all getting kills in their own right. So it's a +2 to the attacking Shoes Money Crew, as they actually deal with the Maxwell Conundrum this time, move their way onto the objective, 2 ticks already.
Yeah, I mean, this should be all done and dusted for Shoes Money Crew. They're going to have a pretty healthy time bank going into point B, just sub 5 minutes. And so now they have to deal with the 2 CP problem. They've got to deal with the spawn advantage that's going to be coming out from Drifters. Almost 4 ultimates, 5 ultimates online for them. So it's all about rotation of their ultimates.
They get Crimson with it! How do you get the Reinhardt through that? But there's the Blizzard to Deadeye from the other side, and the other Reinhardt falls. That was courtesy of Rocket's Blizzard. Self-destruct tossed it from Rose, finds Maxwell. What a just unexpected result from these ultimates coming in. But Drifters have managed to do just enough. Without Cameron, I don't think she's money to push into this. You've got to win this fight cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, just the late recontest there. I mean, the answering Deadeye from Maxwell absolutely turned that fight into their favor. No ticks gained, pulled a lot of resources out of Shoes Money Crew as well. So both tank ultimates ready to go. Ship, I hope you're hungry for a Blizzard, because you're going to need to get this one, because you have nothing to defend against it except for a immortality barrier.
Ship A, at least 3 of them yesterday. We haven't seen one yet today. Now would be an absolute perfect time as Ant Matrices, should I say, come out. May Walls in response to that as well. The team's just kind of poking and prodding, hoping to find an early important pick. So far, there's none to be had, and it looks like Shoes Money Crew are trying to decide how they want to approach this. Given time to Maxwell to go through and find a little bit of poke on the flank angle. What are they waiting on? Well, now they've lost Aspen. Shoes Money Crew just kind of hanging out in this spot, and they're starting to get picked apart. They've given time for Rocket to build up towards yet another Blizzard, and meanwhile, Shoes Money Crew are just being so indecisive with their own.
Yeah, look at Maxwell just kind of sneak on the corner here, looking for any kind of a straggler to build up to that Deadeye. This is going to be a very interesting fight for them to take. And Aspen is back with the team now. There's the Blizzard from the backside.
It does make it through. Shatter from Crimson up front. And it's a +1 to the attacking +2 to the attacking Shoes Money crew as both Deadeyes come out simultaneously, both finding a pick. Might be able to get one tick. I don't know if there's enough reinforcements to cap the whole point here, though.
I'm not worried about Crimson right now coming out with that Wrecking Ball. With a May on the field, that could spell instant danger. But no, they're going to go ahead and solidify and really just solidify their defense here. They do give up almost 2 ticks there, but it's worth it in the end. The recontest is strong from them. You do reset your Shatter economy for Crimson, though, so you're going to have a free Shatter.
Huge. 3-man flashbang. I'm surprised they didn't Shatter there. Maxwell is going to get the better end of Miracle. The attackers rotated all the way to the top left. They don't have their McCree right now, which is so much of their punching power. And you can see Maxwell sitting outside just waiting for Miracle to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what you want to see there. And look, Maxwell just putting the work in there.
Well, I've been a little ill-advised. I don't know if they were looking for the flash Shatter on that, but it did not come together. Now Miracle has returned to the fight. That's a +1 to SMC. Still struggling to find a way to get control of this high ground. Okay, they're going to rush up top. They're going to throw down the hammer. Find 2 with that. Use a wall to prevent the escape and do their darndest to pick up some kills. So far, they've only got 1, and it was just at the tail end of that self-destruct on the Neptune. Both tank ult spent. On to the point goes the brawl, and Cameron finds that kill on the Crimson. Maxwell in the back, Deadeye unleashed, it's gonna get frozen up. Manages to still get Aspen through it. Shift gets the D-back onto Rose and kills Miracle while in pilot form. Maxwell cleans it up.
Maxwell showing up massively here in our grand final. They're sitting on championship point. I think that Shoes Money crew has to get a full capture of both points here. Otherwise, I think that the momentum swings right back into Drifter's position. They've got Amp Matrix into this fight. They've got both tank ultimates. They're going to have a Blizzard coming up soon as well. Ship has not had a Frosty treat today, though. So now if there's any time for Ship to eat a Blizzard, now would be it.
Fading back to the high ground, speeding up through main. Wall is a touch late. Chime has to use their wall to get up to the high ground. Self-destruct finds Miracle. Maxwell finds Pascal. And Chime's Blizzard just falls in pain, raining snow onto the point. Just indicative of the pieces that Shoes Money crew are in. Nothing but Drifters left standing.
Oh my word, Crimson with the YOLO charge into that.
Score.
Pushing Cameron out of the way long enough for the shield to be dropped, and it got all the value that it needed. It also took him through the blizzard, so he didn't get frozen up, so he was able to swing, able to throw fire strikes. That was a beautifully coordinated play between the 2 tanks, and main tank difference there definitely in favor of Crimson. I also want to talk about the indecision that came out from Shoes Money crew. They were not sure how to unlock the Drifter puzzle of this Hanamura B defense. And I think that Maxwell, going on these, kind of wild, hopeful flanks, put just enough doubt in their mind that they weren't sure which way to go. They weren't sure where Maxwell was going to show up. And speaking about showing up, Maxwell showing up huge in the defense of point B there. If he doesn't get that Deadeye off, that is full 2 points with time in the bank to Shoes Money crew. So Maxwell, you have shown up huge today, good sir. Let's see what you got on your attack.
Went out on the defense, Shoes Money crew. Sticking with the tried and true. Miracle has been notably absent in today's series. And I think it really has got to turn it on now. It's got to step up to the plate and get the same value out of that McCree as we've seen out of Maxwell through these first 3 maps. And here even into map number 4. To me, you've got to get some more damage done. You've got to confirm these kills.
Yeah, I think it's just target focus right now. And, Maxwell putting up a singularly beautiful performance today, almost outshining Rocket in the mirror.
Oh, Rocket put up a great wall right there. And that's going to be it. Miracle goes down. Cameron goes down. I mean, they've got Ship in a bad spot, surrounded, just pounced upon. And this is going to be a lightning fast point in.
It absolutely is. And I mean, they're even staggering out the poor baby diva right now. Rose has just been battered, pounced, booped, smacked, and pounced upon. Finally, Neptune putting them out of their misery. And there is a light kill onto Aspen as well. They are going to have plus 6 minutes going into point B. This is absolutely massive going in for them. They just have to secure 2 ticks and they win the championship. They will take the grand finals in a 4-1 fashion. Bull Skunk. 6 minutes. I mean, this is going to be such a hard, difficult hold for SMC. All really Drifters have to do is build up 6 ultimates and just cycle them the right way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have the opportunity to just stack everything. The SMC getting aggressive, charging this point. They find that opening kill on the Crimson. Nice manual freeze. Rocket not quite able to get the finishing blow, but Ship does. Chime's taken down, but Miracle is able to step up and get the kill onto Lucio as well. So it might be one of the 2 ticks here for Drifters. But they still have Rose to deal with. Rose is dealt with. Maxwell is still on the outside. You have both DPS still on this point and still putting down some hurt. Now come reinforcements come in, and the cavalry horns have been sounded. But Drifters decide that they're going to go ahead and wait till the next fight. Maxwell getting a couple of exit gifts, though.
Yeah, I mean, just got to get rotated out now and get yourself back with your team. And now you're going to be going into a lot of work here from them.
Oh, self-destruct over the top 5, Skyward. Nice play from Rose. Chime falls once again, slowing further that Blizzard progress, and Cameron is caught down low after that self-destruct. Deadeye going out from both sides. Maxwell takes down Miracle with it. Self-destruct from the attacking team is just scattered SMC to the wind. There's a May stalling for now, but Drifters have the numbers this time. Oh, but that's a big shatter and a Blizzard over the top. It's going to be Cameron and Chime combining in at the twilight moment to not allow any progress.
Oh my word, and Skyward has gone over to the Moira. We've seen them do that quite a few times in their previous series. We'll see Skyward come out onto the Moira to provide more burst healing to Crimson and Ship to make sure that they stay up through these long extended fights. And I think that might have been a bit hasty from Skyward. Now you were setting your economy going back to the Baptiste. Rocket, though, is playing on the Tracer. In that last fight, has already almost built up to a Pulse Bomb. So Pulse Bomb, Rose is going to have to keep their head on the swivel for that one.
All the way down bottom left hand side where the team forces Shoes Money Crew off to the high ground. Avashi's rotated back around and trying to put some pressure down on the Crimson. Bomb in, Aspen gone. Now turns up, gets the follow-up kill onto Rose. And that's 1 tick of permanent progress already picked up. That's 2. Drifters have done it. They have defied the impossible. They will take Hanamura. They will take the 4 maps in a row and are your grand champions for Open Division Season 2.
For all intents and purposes, that's a 4-0 sweep. I know that SMC came in with the +1 map advantage. Here's that Deadeye that I just could not believe he got off. Man, Maxwell showing up huge today. The DPS duo has absolutely showed up and secured the day for the Drifters. Crimson, once again, just main tank difference. It was so huge coming out of that player all day. The shielding was good. The Winston was awesome on Gibraltar, and just the staying power to have the ability to stay in those fights with impunity. Skyward and Neptune keeping their main tank up along with the walls from Rocket. It was a total team effort from them. This was massive, Bullskunk, and they take that confidence going into trials now.
Oh, this is definitely a rivalry just brewing. And the storm clouds continue to gather. Drifters walk away the victors today. They've got $1,000 in their pocket for taking all of Open Division. They may have lost in winner's bracket, but they took it when it mattered in the grand finals. Huge congratulations to Drifters. They were knocked out in 3rd place last season, just that 1 win away from making it into contenders trials for season 1 of 2021. They basically recruit the entire team that beat them, which was attack mode. They get both from defense mode. Not only get their players, they got the assistant coach, the player development, the GM, all from attack mode. Came out super strong here in season 2, led by Coach Green Havoc. Just a big tip of the hat to them. Round of applause, claps in chat for Drifters, your champions.
Yep. I mean, this is a total team now. I think that they've rebuilt from what they were in 2020, and now they have come out stronger in 2021. I remember being so disappointed that they weren't going to be on the battlefield when they first started out 2021. And, they're back. They're here. And, I mean, I got nothing but confidence and praise to not only the players, but also the coaching staff and management as well. Also to SMC. I mean, Shoes Money Crew, this is their first time having a North American team, and they take second place in their first showing in Open Division. So now they're going to have 2 teams in the higher echelons of Tier 2, Tier 2.5 Overwatch. I couldn't be prouder of that organization as well. So, another massive round for Shoes Money Crew. They do take second. They're still going to be in trials. They still get $500. So, I mean, not a bad day at the office for them as well. Of course, they wanted to win, but man, Drifters were just not going to be denied today.
No, I look forward to seeing these two clash again, but for now, Drifters can hold their heads high. They are celebrating the spoils. Oh man, what a turnaround! They had to have that in the back of their mind that we were up 3-1 yesterday, and somehow it all slipped away. No, Drifters close it out clean. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us come Contenders Trials. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, what a day. What a fantastic day of Open Division Grand Finals. We saw 4D take EU. We've got Drifters taking NA. And man, I hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Any final thoughts, Billy, before we close it out?
Woo, Drifters need to be somebody to be watched after going into trials. I mean, we've got the 4 teams coming down from Contenders proper that did not qualify to keep their spot there. So they're going to be coming into this, and they're going to be coming into some strong competition from the lower ranks. So that's what I want to see coming into trials is how do these 2 teams that qualified out of NA, how are they going to take it to the trials teams that have already been there? They've been in Contenders. They have to come back down. How do they deal with that pressure? What kind of scrims are they going to get? What kind of experience do they have? They have just, 8 days until they start trials. So I want to see and follow Drifters and Shoes Money Crew here on the NA side and see how they navigate Contenders trials, because now Drifters, man, now that they've got the organization, they've got the support, they've got the teamwork, they've got the synergy, I think that they could push very far.
I have to agree. I'd have to agree. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Enjoy some Open Division. Big shout out to our producer, Sam Tur, behind the scenes. Big shout out to Monkey Bubble Reflash for having us on and giving us this opportunity to bring you this fantastic Grand Finals matchup. But it is time for us to say goodbye. And so I guess there's nothing left to be said, but look out for each other in game and out, and we'll see you next time for more Overwatch.
Hey guys, love y'all.